Hi, welcome back to Knit for Brains podcast. I'm Laura Brady.
I'm Karen Miller.
This is episode 91. We come to you from Bradley, Illinois, which is 60 miles south of Chicago. We are a knitting crafting podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Ravelry. We have a Facebook group, and then also the Etsy store, Knit for Brains Designs, and you can find Karen
At Loopy Stitcher on Instagram and Ravelry, and my design is on Loopy Stitcher Designs on Ravelry also.
Okay. Gonna forewarn you guys already. I'm not feeling the greatest. So if you're noticing little like lags and zoning and yawning, it's not because I'm bored.
Dedicated.
Yeah, she's like, "Are you
dedicated?
Sure?
Are you sure?
Sure you want to do this?" I said, "The show must go on." I'm having a lot of neck pain issues right now, combined with a couple other things. So I'm kind of in a bit of a fog today. We'll go ahead. To start with shop news, I myself, as far as knitting content, I don't have much. It overall was not a good week. I had a couple nights that I didn't even touch my knitting, if that tells you anything. I always knit.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll start with, I've done a podcast in between a podcast. See? It's going to be words today. I've done an update since the last podcast.
Yep. That's the word.
That's the words. And I'll show you what I have left from that, which isn't a whole lot, but I do have some new bags as well. So we'll start with the leftovers. I had a couple, I think I called these palm tree sock bags. Now this particular one, I know it's hard to see, but there's a pocket in the front. You can see the little palm trees there, and the back has a design on there as well. And then I can't remember what the inside was. It's that blue and blackish kind of. Well, I think it's
almost
black.
like a tie-dyed, like, yeah.
So I got one with the pocket. I've got 1, 2, 3 without the pocket, and they're the exact same. Where they're that on the front or back, however you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the green design on the back of it. So I got 3 of those. And I do have 2 sweater bags left. All the rest of them have sold, which it's very rare that I do sweater bags. So the one I have left is the Doctor Who. It is a zippered sweater bag. It has this like white and gray with a little bit of metallic to it.
Almost looks like it has a texture to it.
It does. I was going to say that.
Yeah.
There's a texture to it.
Okay.
And these are a big bag, guys. I wish I could kind of show you. It's huge.
Yep.
Definitely a sweater and nice box bottom. Needle keeper. I have 2 of these left. That's it out of the sweater bags. Okay, so that was my remainder. Then I went stash diving in my fabrics.
I almost thought you were going to say dumpster diving.
So, no, not dumpster diving. No. There's a couple issues with that. Dumpsters don't have air conditioning.
Yeah.
They're very smelly, and
the gross factor.
I'm very sensitive to scents, and
yes,
you know that
you
one.
are.
So yeah, plus that would require me actually getting in. I mean, that's a whole nother issue.
You could always make Brett get in.
I'm not sure that. Okay.
We won't put him through that.
Sock bags. The Harry Potter. And on the inside, I have like a, I don't know, gray and black maybe? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I'm a good guesser.
Yeah.
So I got one of those. I've got one of these Harry Potters. And the inside. I've got a Ninja Turtle.
Ninja Turtles. Remember watching those when I was a kid.
And the inside is the red with the polka dots. Got one of those. I've got 2 of the knitted hearts. And this one is white with silver metallic stars. So I got 2 of those. I've got 1 strawberry shortcake. And the inside is the red polka dot. So that's it for the sock bags. Then I have medium bags. The first 2 you might recognize the fabrics, and then I moved to new fabrics. Harry Potter. Zippered. Inside, of course, these come with needle keepers. I got 1 of the knitted hearts, which has the same interior with the white and the silver stars. I want to go to these next. Okay, this is a new fabric.
Oh, that's cute.
Mm-hmm. Wait,
We are getting close to 4th of July.
Well, I thought these would be. This one I thought would be fun for any time as well, other than the fact that I did kind of put. That is very 4th of July.
It's not huge, blatant, but yeah.
So I got 3 of these. The next one is my absolute favorite. I'm kicking myself that I didn't get more of this fabric because I really want one. I call it my bomb pop, and it is
Sparkle.
glittered.
Yep.
I love this one, and it has the same inside on it. It's cute. And I have 3 of these.
Just makes me think of the ice cream truck.
Well, and this one would be fun not only for 4th of July, but through the summer.
Yeah.
Because with the different popsicles and stuff
Yeah.
on it. So that's what has been added. Now, side note on this. We are leaving soon on vacation. So you have, from the time you see this, until I believe the 29th. I believe the 29th, the 28th basically. The 29th, my shop will be put on vacation mode. Also, along with that, we would be scheduled to podcast again on the 5th, which is the day that we're actually coming back from vacation. It would be like later in the evening. And of course, we're going to be tired. So we will be recording a day later. So you guys will actually see us a day later then. Yeah. Well, yeah, because normally you guys get to see us Monday. We'll record Monday night. I'll go up Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, little notes there. We're off to Vegas. No. Okay. FOs, your turn.
Okay, it had to be a week that she didn't get anything done.
No.
Because I was on a mission.
She wanted to beat me. You did.
I sure would have. I did. But it's not as much fun because I know you're in pain, and that's part of the reason why I have more FOs than you do. So, I got on the dishcloth train. I was like, there's got to be a way. I'm like, well, gosh dog it, I have the sugars and cream or whatever. So I have a 1, 2, 3, and 4.
She was determined.
I was like, how many projects can I get done in 2 weeks?
What would have been funny was had I done dishcloths and left out 6 of them. I did look at them at one point, but I was like, no.
But yeah, I use a size 8. I like it gives it a really squishy feel and also makes for a larger You know, so when you go to wash it anyways, they shrink a little bit because they are cotton. There were a couple of days where I was like, oh, this yarn is like, this is the sugars and cream. And it was really rough on my fingers. I was like, I couldn't.
That. And I have a bunch of it.
I was determined.
And I think that was another deciding factor why I went with it, because I have a hole in my finger again for my needles.
And you got to stop doing that.
I know, right?
It's for the yarn, not your finger.
If only. You have more FOs?
Yep, I got one more FO.
I managed to squeak out one.
Which I was almost done with it last week. It needs to complete dry. It hasn't quite complete dry. But my pattern, using lollipop yarn for my cowl. It was her sock set, her jumping leaf, I think it was called, sock set. With the 2 colorways. It was a 20 gram mini. I actually have quite a bit left still. I was holding the yarn double. So I will be modifying this. I already know what my modifications are going to be. Because I had really wanted to end with the actual contrasting color as a cast off color. But it didn't have enough. So I will have to modify a little bit. I already know what I'm going to modify in the middle. So it won't take much to rewrite that up and reknit it. Like literally, this is how much I had left of the 20 gram. And it would be a lot if I was holding it single, but I was holding it double, so it did not quite make it all the way around. So I'm like, all right, this is just really my first one, so I don't have a problem with that. I have to lay that out.
Okay. I squeaked out a pair of socks, but this was like right after the podcast. That's the only reason why these are done. I showed them last time I was working on them. Nomadic yarns. That was from the Tits Out collection.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I remember.
Right.
So I managed to squeak those out, but like I said, I think this was like the day after podcast, and that was that was that. So my sock blockers are knitting left. The roses for shorties.
Yeah.
That's all I got, folks. Ooh, huh?
I say you're slacking, but I know why. So you're not really. I did fix, and we'll have to lay it out on a towel afterwards. Mm-hmm. And I will leave it here.
Oh.
Peanut's dress.
Aww.
So it turned out really, really cute. I really like how it turned out.
I actually see her tomorrow.
So we just need to, I made sure to use unscented wash for you. And for Peanut, as far as that goes.
Well, I have an unscented washer, so they've claimed.
Mm-hmm.
They can put whatever they want on the bottle. There's lavender in it.
Mm.
I'm sorry, folks. Lavender is a scent. Yeah.
And that pattern was a free pattern. Again, it was the maxi top dress for babies. And it's on Ravelry by Elena Nodal. So. That's it. Am I finished?
Okay. Moving on to whips.
What you got for whips?
4.
Oh, not too bad. You must have been right after podcast that you did those.
Yeah. I guess, okay, I'll start since I got them right here. I know I showed these before. Strawberry shortcake bag. I thought I was completely out of this fabric, and when I went digging through, like, I found just enough to do that one bag. This one was Fiber Nymph Dye Works Mountain House Spring. I got a needle going through it until I haven't worked on it in a bit. I've not even worked on socks.
I like that colorway.
Tells you guys anything. I'm finding this yarn, and it's weird because I know I've knit with Fiber Nymph before, but for some reason I'm finding this yarn to be very thin.
Maybe it's just the skein that sometimes...
That's what I'm thinking, because I know I've knit with Fiber Nymph before, and like you can even see it. Well, if I could ever get... Okay, guys. I'm a hot mess.
Apparently.
You can even see it like in my stitches. Like it was affecting it, and I was having an awful time at first with bladders on the side, which I think I got it under control now. I do. But yeah, it just seems very, very thin. Like even if you feel it, it's not as...
No, it's not. Yeah. I wonder if it's the sparkle or no. I mean, it's...
I don't know.
Or the twist in it. It's making it
I don't know if it's an older skein versus maybe like the last one I knit with from them was like a newer skein and they changed bases or vice versa. It's, I don't know. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. So I had shown these. I have a marker. I didn't make a whole lot of progress, guys. That's it. So these will be going to Vegas with me, and then I'm going to have Brett wind another skein of self-striping, and I'll cast that on before we leave, so I'm past the toe increases, and I'll bring those with too, just in case. I don't normally, other than on the airplane, do a whole lot of knitting, although you will see me at a slot machine knitting. It happens, folks.
Hit the button, knit. I mean,
well, a lot of times, like, I'll run through the money that I'm going to do on that particular machine, and he's not done yet, so then I'll whip out my knitting and sit in it. So, so that was number one. Number two, I'm just going to fling it. I actually got quite a bit done on this. And had I not picked up the new design or peanut sweater again, I could have had this done for this podcast, but, or had I not, you know.
Wow, then you did do a lot of knitting on it.
So, potluck pullover, you guys have been seeing this for eons, I feel like. But I did state when I started it, I wasn't racing. This was kind of just a work on whenever kind of thing, so. Oh, my goodness. I'll figure it out eventually. Okay, so there's my marker.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I have the marker on the wrong side of the sweater. That's just me, folks. And it is bound off.
Cool.
So all I have left are the sleeves. And I know Karen's probably dying to ask me this. No, I haven't tried it on.
It'll always block out.
If anything, it's going to be too big.
I can't say much because my sweater's too big already. And I try mine on, so it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, exactly. If anything, it's going to be very roomy. Like, it's definitely going to be roomier than what's the model has on, which is fine. I like my stuff roomy. I don't need people seeing my little belly.
You like it more like a t-shirt that's...
Yeah. So I think for that, I think it might actually be pretty okay.
Yeah.
Needless to say, I won't be stretching it when I block it. It will basically be laid flat. But yeah, I think it came out really pretty.
And straightening the edges.
Really. Yeah. And I'll be, well, and the main thing is the neckline, because it likes to kind of roll. So that'll get pinned out. Probably... well, and we'll see how the sleeves end up.
Mm-hmm.
But as of right now, the only thing that will get pinned will be the neck, and the rest will just kind of probably be laid flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see how I like this one because I have a feeling I will be knitting another one.
Yeah.
Out of all of Laura's Advents.
Gotcha.
This one is knit out of Honeybee Knits Advents, which I think is a really fun thing for Advents because then you actually end up with a nice, sizable project, you know. Or you could do it with leftovers because gosh knows we all have leftovers. Y'all have seen my vase and how many times I've had to empty it.
Leftovers? Who's got... Oh, they're not...
I got a huge box up, well, 2 boxes up in my closet that are like this by about this. One is filled with like actual minis, and then the other one is filled to the top with leftovers. It's insane. So, and I don't even keep all my leftovers. Like, I give a good portion of my leftovers away. I have another box that's actually filled up that needs to be sent off to somebody. So, yeah, I was quite happy with the progress on this.
Cool.
So, now, I'm not going to have much for next time. I already know that with going to Vegas. So, I probably won't have any FOs.
So you're trying to give me more pressure to make sure that I
No, I mean...
contribute next time?
We don't have FOs. If we don't have FOs, we don't have FOs.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. Okay, so that was whip number 2. Okay. Let me fling it. Whip number 3. You guys have seen this before. I've actually finished one, the Tulip Tunic. This one, the last one I did was 12 to 18 months. This one I'm doing is the Child 2.
Is it giving you more length on this one then? Yeah. Good.
It's quite a bit bigger overall. I am using the Knit Pick Stroll Fingering Blue Yonder Tonal, which is really pretty.
I love the shades of blue.
And of course, I have this on very short cables. But you can already see how much bigger it is.
Oh, yeah.
And then when it blocks, it's going to be something that will definitely not fit her now.
Right.
It will be for future. Last time I was up where the Progress Keeper is, so I did knit quite a bit on this. In fact, I had knit, this was a lot of my knitting, and as I said before, knitting in the round kills my thumbs. So I had, for like 2 days, I couldn't move this thumb. It happens. I actually took this with me last time we went to Hoppy Pig. And the lady, the waitress that asked me about my socks, we had her, and she was like, "Oh, what are you knitting now?" So, yeah.
So we went to Hoppy Pig today.
Oh, yeah.
For breakfast.
Oh, okay. We don't do breakfast.
And nobody said anything about my knitting, just so that you feel
okay. So see,
like
it's
not left out.
Yeah. It took us.
Of course, they were busy, but still, with it being Father's Day, but
it took us. Well, and the fact that they're the only restaurant that you can actually eat indoors at.
Yeah.
That
was part of the reason why Chuck wanted to go there, because
well, it's nice because it's great that these places have opened for outdoor dining, but if you're a princess like me and you want if I'm going to, okay, let me just break this down for you guys. If I'm going to sit outside to eat, it's probably going to be, we've put dogs on the barbecue and maybe the kids are over or something, and that's going to be even pushing it. I want to be in air conditioned. I don't want to be near bugs.
he doesn't do heat, period. It doesn't matter.
Well, especially like Illinois heat, because we typically have a lot of humidity. We were pretty good up until yesterday.
Yeah,
like we had
yesterday,
heat, but there was not much humidity. But then yesterday, all of a sudden, the humidity had came on. But no, if I'm not cooking, I want to feel like I've actually been out to eat.
Right.
So that's why we've been going there so much. Okay, so I only have one more, which I haven't made a lot of progress on.
Now, like today it's 87 degrees, but it feels like it's 105.
This one I have in my Momo bag, guys.
Aww.
How cute, my baby girl. It's a design. I am using, speaking of Vegas, it's yarn I got in Vegas. Oh, speaking of which, we need to have a discussion about Vegas.
Oh.
So, me and Brett we're talking. We'll discuss it.
Do I get to go into baggage?
No,
Darn. I thought I'd try.
but we're thinking that we should pack up my puzzle and send it with you
Okay.
for when I'm in Vegas.
And I can finish it?
You can finish it, and maybe we can find you a skinny yarn in Vegas.
For finishing the puzzle.
Yeah. Guys, this puzzle has been on my table for what, 2 years at least?
More than that, since I've been coming over.
It's not gonna get done by me.
No. And the only time we worked on it together once. And then one time, I don't know what you were doing. If you were sewing or something, or I don't know. You were doing something. And so I just kind of picked up, because she has it all organized. I picked up a bag and I just started putting puzzle pieces together. And Brett was like, how many pieces did you just put in? Oh, just a couple.
I'd never done puzzles before, and boy, did I pick the wrong puzzle. That's the bottom line of it.
Especially with the challenges you have in terms of your colorblind challenges that you have, because the colors do kind of meld together that you picked.
Yeah. And then the fact that it's at the kitchen table and I can't sit on those kitchen chairs for very long either, because it bothers my back and my neck and everything. So yeah, okay. And it just reminded me, because this yarn was from Sin City Yarn. It was their hand-dyed yarn. It's called Wild Aces, which we also found another yarn store we went to last time. The one I really liked closed down. I guess Sin City has moved, so I'll have to see once we get there, like, where they're located at now, if I'll be going there or not. What's the other one called? Mad Knitters Yarn, I believe, is the other one, which I know he has on the list to go to, as well as the quilt store, because that's when I get some different fabrics. So yeah, and tying in with that, so next podcast there obviously will not be an bag update neither. So this is the yarn.
It's pretty.
Karen knows I've done this a couple times now. So I started out this design, and I was using just it as a single, which in retrospect, I'm thinking this is a thin.
Yeah, that is pretty thin. That's almost
so I think that is part of what my issue was with this. So I took that all out. I had it halfway done, guys. I took it all out, and I am now doubling the yarn because I did not like the way the lace was coming out with it single. So what I have decided to do is I am going to hold it double, which is essentially DK, and go ahead and finish that. And then this pattern is actually, I call it my Moo Moo pattern, because it is inspired by her. So Jenny from Cherry Pie Cottage dyed me a Moo Moo yarn. So after I have this one done held double, I'm going to grab Jenny's sock yarn and do it in just the sock yarn held single. The only difference would be how many repeats you would be doing.
Right.
So there'll be like a little, when the pattern eventually comes out, which it'll be long running. The whole thing is lace, guys. There'll be like little notes as far as DK and fingering. So there'll be like both the options there. that day after you were here last time and I messed up the lace, I took it all out again.
Did you?
Yeah. So this is, I think, at take 3.
So that happens. I mean, that happened
And
with
I don't know how well
the cowl I did.
I'll be able to show it.
I'd get so far and I'd be like, okay, I like that, but now I gotta redo it.
I don't know if you guys can see very well, but there's hearts.
Oh.
I don't know how well that shows up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of
Yeah.
see it there. But the problem that I was having with just holding the single, you can see a heart.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm not going through all that work.
And then not being able to see the
And not being able to see the heart. So, yeah. Which is fine because I can test my math
Mm-hmm.
and my pattern because it's like already written up with this. And then, which I wasn't going to use my Moo yarn until I tested anyways.
Right.
Because it's special.
Yeah.
So this actually works out perfect.
Right.
So there's that. I looked at this a couple times during the week, but there was no way that my mental capacities at the time were going to handle lace.
Plus, it gives you the option on, if you do it both in the holding it double and fingering.
You can hold it double.
You
can use DK. You can use just fingering.
It gives people the option of.
So, yeah. Well, and depending on what area you are in as far as what warmth you want or what type of drape you want, it kind of gives you options. So I'm not upset with the whole process. I'm not mad. I had to take it out 3 or 4 times, whatever I'm at now.
Right.
It is what it is. And this is one of those things that is going to kind of just be a long-running thing. Whenever I want to, I'll work on it. It's not pressing. It's just whenever I get it done, it gets done.
Right.
Kind of thing. So there's that. I did forget to say that my bag is from the Silver Shed, USA.
That's adorable.
I know. And it does have, I have it inside a shoulder strap too, came with it. So
it's really nice.
Well, and that was my other issue with, I've had this yarn in the bag for a while, and the bag has been on the couch, but kind of hidden. Because still an issue, guys.
Yeah.
Still an emotional issue. Okay. What do you have for whips? You haven't done whips yet, have you?
No, I haven't. I got quite a few.
Oh, I just want to point out something before she starts. I am using my Luke's mug, and I have on my Luke's shirt. Oh, you can go ahead and
feel all matchy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. I have PJ bottoms on.
Yeah, I was like, I knew she wasn't. I'm like, you're in your pajamas?
I was like, girl,
like...
I haven't been up for longer than 10 minutes today.
That's when I knew. I was like, uh-oh. Like, you don't feel good. Okay, I made quite a bit of progress on my... What is this? The Silver Leaf?
Say, don't ask us.
Silver Leaf by Lisa Haynes, I think it is. I don't think there's a picture. Yeah, there's a small picture on here. It is a pay-for pattern on Ravelry. I am like at the section that I want to start adding my new colors, but I just didn't quite do it. So since the last time, get in there. And see where the yellow was. Down here. I have knit quite a bit. So I'm in the section and I'm going to start adding this other color.
Oh my god, that's bright. That hurt my eyes. Everything hurts my eyes though right now.
So I will be alternating and kind of striping, fading that into the actual leaf section. And my yarn, you guys have all, I've talked about it before, they're both by Deep Dyed Yarns. And one is, the orange is called Sturgis, and the plum color is Summer Berries. And it's a sport weight yarn. So, did a lot of work on that. like I kept plugging away. I was really hoping I'd have that other color started, but didn't quite do it. Then I have another dishcloth started.
Okay. I was kind of interested to see your dishcloth, so I'm glad you have it out. Because I was actually curious to see if you're like me and you still use circular needles.
Yeah.
Because I know so many people that are circular needle knitters, but always use straight needles on their washcloths, and I don't think I could do that.
When I first started, I learned on straights because I didn't know any better. I wasn't educated.
Not that there's anything wrong with it, though.
No, there's not. There are,
everybody to their own.
That whatever comforter, whether it's metal or wood or bamboo or, whatever kind of type, even type of material the needle itself is made out of. I'm a metal girl, and I also do the circulars just because I don't have to think about it and worry about it as much about losing stitches, stopping in the middle of something. Whereas then with the straight needles, they could fall off on either end.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I think they tend to use the ones that are like, okay, remember words, guys, a stick, and they have like a little thing on the end, a knobby.
Yeah. Which those, I got those at, Joann's or Michael's or whatever.
I do everything on circular.
Yeah. I still have them at home. I just don't I don't use them.
I would just like to point out, yes, I'm very distracted today. I might have pajamas on, but look, they're sheep.
Bye-bye.
Remember I used to chase bread around the thrift stores if I found something, I'd be like, bah, bah. The poor man puts up with so much. But I bought him a gift this week, and you guys are going to love it.
Okay. You going to show it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's knitting related.
So this is a new cast on since we last saw each other. I already started another design.
As one does.
This is Showreel Studios.
I was going to say, did you think it's like going to telepathically go?
It did. Showreel Studios worsted weight.
Maybe that's what I need to start doing.
It's like a bluish green colorway. I think it even might be called.
Is my face hot or are my hands really cold?
Your hands are really cold.
Don't touch me, Karen.
So it's not very far.
6 feet apart.
Whatever. So I like it so far.
It's cute.
Yep.
I was going to say I've never designed a hat, but that's a lie. I did the Winter Wonderland at Minnie's.
Yes, you did.
That's what I did.
You did. Yeah. So. And I already have another one based on a stitch that I had from the cowl that's in my head too.
I have a hat kit that I really should knit up at some point or design something or something. I don't know.
So it brings in a little bit of, there's a little bit of yarn over that goes with that one. So it's not really complicated. You can start memorizing it rather quickly. Okay, this is another one that I cast on since last saw you guys. Because I was hoping that I would have this finished so that I could have another finished object before this time. I was out of mission.
You're gonna have a bunch. You're gonna have a bunch next time though, and I won't have anything due to vacation.
Right.
My socks probably won't even be. Like I will have nothing. I'm sure.
Oh, muscle pain. Oh, don't mind me.
Oh, they've already been watching me go like this half the episode. I'm sorry if I'm driving you nuts. I have to keep stretching my neck.
I thought it was time for my little gnome dude to have a friend. Last year.
Oh, there you have it.
I did it. It's by Imagine Landscape. I had got part of was part of the mystery knit along for the gnome last year and liked it so much. So this one is called Gnome You Didn't. Paid for pattern. And the yarn I am using is a kit because I, of course, couldn't decide on one kit.
Well, I mean,
you know,
it
because
happens.
Arkansas Yarns does that to a person.
Did you use the app?
No, I already had this.
Oh,
I bought
okay.
this last year. Yeah.
That's right. Because I know right now, and I believe it's still good, just going to put this out there for you guys. If you go to their Instagram page, it's quite a few posts back. But if you install the app, there's a code for your first time purchase that gives you $5 off.
Cool.
So, putting it out there for you.
So,
I like to save money.
So here are my colors. Like a pinky mauve, gray, and a really light green. And of course it's on Sparkle.
Did you see she released some new gnome kits?
No.
She did. I think 2.
You are such an enabler.
Yeah, I am, because I enabled you last time you were here. Sorry.
So
If you don't, if you want to like not buy yarn, I am the wrong person to come near. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah, I did a pretty good job yesterday. Let's just say. We'll have to talk about that later. So his little hat is done.
Oh my gosh, that's hysterical.
Like just for that. I really asked for tassels. And I'll probably make the tassels, but I was thinking it'd be really cool if I could find little bitty bells.
Oh yeah, they make
I think it deserves bells.
I think I have some. I just gotta remember where they're at.
I think that would be really fun.
I don't know if they'll be that small though.
Yeah, you can make some pretty small. I'll have to look. If you don't have small enough, we'll have to do some investigating.
Well, yeah.
But I'm partially through the body. I'm actually at the point where I can start decreasing. So not much longer on the body, and then it's just a matter of doing all the extra parts. So I was close. School got in the way, but I thought that was fun. Might have gone astray. Oh well.
We'll find it later.
We'll chase it down later. Get that over this side. And even that, you can see that I didn't even use a double point.
Yeah.
I am not, if I can put it, if I can leave it on I have to say there are certain points in this though, because of the length of my cable is a little bit off, but I get through it.
I don't
like
I'm
the
not
decreases.
one,
I'm like, I can do this. I can keep doing it.
I'm that way with hats. Like most people, when they get so far into the decreases, will switch to DPNs. Not me. I will magic loop with a 16-inch cable. Can it get a little, I'm used to it now, really. But I do prefer to use DPNs on sweater sleeves. That's my big usage for them. I don't like magic looping sweater sleeves.
Yeah, I will.
The couple that I've done, and to me it's slower, and the one that I did that I can recall, I had ladders, and I don't get ladders with the DPNs.
Yeah.
That's my reasoning for it.
Yeah.
Do you have more?
Yeah, I have one more.
Okay. I wanted to mention, though, before I forget, because you reminded me with your gnome.
Mm-hmm.
And this should kind of go into acquisitions, but I don't have it in here with me because it's nothing fancy. I went to, we went to Hobby Lobby. Of course, you bring the husband, he needed something, but you always bring him anyways when the yarn's not on sale, so he can get a skein with the 40% off coupon because, he has the app on his phone. Little Peanut loves Elmo. And I'm kind of the opposite of her. I refuse to knit a little thing like
a stuffy?
Yeah, stuffy. That's when my crocheting comes out.
Mm.
Much quicker, much easier for me.
You don't feel like it's as fiddly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I much prefer to crochet stuffies.
Mm-hmm.
Just my personal opinion. Same thing with blankets. You will never see me knit a blanket. It will always be crochet. So I went online and they had a few different free stuffed Elmo patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And I found a really cute one, and I bought the yarn to do it. I haven't started it. Probably won't be started until after I get back from Vegas. Look how cute that is.
Oh my goodness.
She is going to love it. She's all Elmo. Look how cute that is.
That's adorable. And it's free, too.
It is free. It's on Amy Outlet. Just says free crochet pattern, Elmo. There you have it. So, you just happen to remind me.
There's my...
Don't ask me.
I am almost done with the ribbing on this.
Whoop, whoop.
Last time, it doesn't seem like a lot, but I got a lot.
It is, because
I got a lot of freaking stitches on there, people.
Yeah. How many stitches you
have? About an inch. And in ribbing, maybe a little over an inch. So I have about another 3/4 of an inch to go, and I will be done with the ribbing and going to the sleeves on my Throw Over by Andrea Mallory. And the yarn, you've seen it before, it's the Cascade 220. You know, obviously they don't do true colors, but numbers. So,
okay, I just have to say something. These mugs that
mm-hmm.
Jenny and Laura have sent me, I think I got this around 2:30 or so.
Mm-hmm.
There's still ice in there. And it's 8 o'clock, guys. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Especially for the fact that the lid's open a little bit because I put the straw in.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty, well, it does help. My house is 65.
Which I appreciate today.
Alisha said she puts water in hers that Jenny got her and ice. And she'll leave it sitting there overnight. She gets up in the morning, it still has ice in it. And she doesn't keep her house cold like me.
Yeah.
That's all you got?
That's it
all right,
for works in progress.
Let's run through
that was pretty darn sweet and good.
And then we will do goodies we've got. I just gotta find them, folks. Be patient with me. Okay, I want to save this one till last. Alrighty. Show Reel Studios. If you use code KFB20, you get 20% off her entire order. And did you see that she's doing the striping club again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cherry Pie Cottage. If you spend $100 and you use code DISCOUNT100, you get 10% off. Perfect for sweaters. Tiddly Bakes, which she has had a lot of cute little progress keepers lately. Code KFB10, 10% off.
Yeah, I was looking at her stuff the other day.
Okay. Skyly Knits Fiber Arts on Etsy. Use code KFB19 for 15% off. And on Ravelry, for her designs, Amanda Rate Cole. If you use code KFB19, you get 20% off. And I believe I saw on Instagram she is designing a sweater now.
Cool.
So that's fun. Excuse me, guys. Lollipop Girls Yarn on Etsy. KFB 15 for 15% off her hand-dyed yarn and patterns. It is good on her advent calendars as well, so that's a heck of a savings.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful advent calendars. Now, on a side note on this one, I have a bunch of her yarn that I am going to be showing today. A good percentage of it is available in her shop, and you could use this code if you like it to grab yourself some. There you have it. Okay. You want to go or you want me to go?
I just have a couple items.
I have a lot, so why don't you go ahead and do it?
Okie dokie. So I will start with what I purchased from
Lollipop Girls
Yarns.
Yarns. And I have one of those coming as well.
Yep. It's her so totally rad mini set. And I already know I want to make a shawl for my daughter out of this.
I already have one picked out. You want to know which one I'm doing? I'm just gonna say I am combining that with like a gray charcoalish.
Okay.
And I'm doing the 8th Avenue by Cozy Up.
Ah.
Because I thought that would really even pop those colors out further.
So I actually have another skein coming from Earn Cafe Creation to put with this.
Just saying, if you need pattern ideas, that would be a really good one for that.
Oh, but she was
I think
really...
it only uses 8.
Yeah.
But you could adjust that as well if you wanted to add in.
Yeah. Laura's really quick in terms of turning that around, too.
Yeah, I just ordered one the other day. She's got a diet yet. And I told her, I said, I'm going to be leaving anyways for Vegas. Don't, just whenever.
Yeah. So, and then this is a D-stash.
You're welcome. Is that from the one?
Yeah. This is the one that she gave me last.
It's really, really pretty.
So this one I grabbed is from Expression Fiber Arts. I think it's a DK. Called White Tiger Superwash Dewy DK 70/20.
Move a little bit towards
10% silk. So that's really pretty. And that's all that I got.
Okay. Well, first I'll show you my purchases, and then I will show you gifts. So, my stitch markers finally came.
Yay!
I had to finally, I think it was 3 or 4 days after a podcast, I was talking to my sister, and she's like, yeah, you should have gotten those by now. Why don't you message her? So I messaged her, and I was like, hey, I just want to let you know I haven't received these. And I told my sister, I said, well, I think I'm going to wait until tomorrow. And she's like, no, message her. So she messaged me back right away, and she's like, okay, if you don't get them by tomorrow, let me know. I'll reship them. I might have to make the one over, da-da-da-da-da. It did not come the next day, but I didn't message her. I gave it another day, and they showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Which was perfect, because I was waiting for, I was waiting to send out a birthday package until they showed up.
Yeah. Because
I had purchased one of these to put in somebody's birthday package.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of keep holding off on sending out that birthday package, but it was fine. It's actually going to arrive to her tomorrow, and it's before her birthday and all that. So I went down the unicorn hole because, because I have 2 different unicorn bags for Peanut. So I got a cute little unicorn stitch marker.
Oh, that's cute.
And then I ordered a unicorn progress keeper, and then the heart one was her freebie for that day, week, whatever. So I got unicorn ones. And that is Whimsy and Sassy.
Mm-hmm.
She is
Canada.
Was she on Etsy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
See, I was the one that told her about her, but I can't remember.
Got to keep her details straight, apparently.
Yeah.
At least
keep
today.
track of my stuff, would you?
At least today.
Okay. So my next item, and I joke it's for my husband, because, and thank you guys, because I did have quite a few viewers and friends that reached out and said that they really enjoy my Brett stories, and, him caking my yarn, which he's caking yarn tomorrow. He doesn't know yet. But when he cakes yarn, so we had asked about the umbrella versus the tabletop, because my husband thinks he needs to wear safety glasses because the pegs go flying. So I went on to Stanwood, and they have a video on there that shows you exactly, the setup of the umbrella, how it works, all that. And I had him watch it, and he goes, that seems a lot safer. Guys, I ordered him a new Stanwood umbrella Swift. Now,
and you
what a good wife am I?
Happy Father's Day.
So he comes home tonight. He goes, so I'm guessing that package that got delivered today was the Swift. I go, no, it was your Swift. Because I did not order it directly from the company this time. Because my fear was it wouldn't get here until we were in Vegas. And I don't want a bunch of it, so I've been kind of cutting off my orders now.
Yeah.
And Amazon had them. And it was Prime.
Oh, yeah.
And because we have Prime and it was free shipping, it was literally, I think, 40 cents higher than getting it through Stanwood and having to pay shipping and then wait.
Right.
So I paid the extra 40 cents for it to show up on Sunday. So he's going to get to he's going to get to use this tomorrow because there was something I needed him to. Oh, I have yarn that I'm going to have him cake up for a shawl and then socks for Vegas. So I'm such a good wife, aren't I?
My husband would tell me to fly a kite. I'm just saying, especially if it came on Father's Day. My response would be, but if I'm happy, then you're happy. And happy Father's Day.
Well, it was funny because I had a measuring the other night because the Stanwood umbrella comes in 2 sizes, medium and large.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gives you like the circumference. And I'm like, what size do I need to get? On. And he's like, well, grab your average skein. Well, of course, I found a self-striping one, and I picked out the one that was the longest hank.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's a medium. You're fine with the medium. I'm like, are you sure? You know. So then he took out my tabletop Swift, and he measured that. And he's like, the medium umbrella is actually bigger than my tabletop, the circumference of it. So we only did the medium size. So, yeah. Okay. So then I get a package in the mail from Laura. All right. So she's been kind of saving stuff up for a while that she needed to ship off to me.
Uh-huh.
This poor girl. So it's quite a lot. It started off with, and I ended up taking everything out of the big box and putting in here just because it was nicely contained for me. Which way does it? Oh my god! Okay. With this Vera Bradley bag.
Holy.
And it has fishies because I work in the fish department at work. And it is a huge bag, guys. And it's tucked in right now, but it has a netting that comes up and holes and everything. So it came in very handy to put everything in it so I didn't have to have a big box. So let's start going through the goodies. So this one I can't really show. This is her... No, I did not actually open any packages. I didn't know what this was. Laura, you should have marked on it. I didn't know it was the Advent. So I'm like, well, what's this box? So
Well, that's the excuse, huh?
No, really. No, look, everything is intact.
Yeah.
So I'd open it, and then when I opened it and I saw all the packages wrapped, I'm like, oh. So this is her Christmas in July Advent calendar.
Cool.
So there's that. Okay. She sent me, and this is going to be this is going to be little man's bag.
I want one.
Oh, you want one of these? I can get this fabric. I didn't know you like Mario. I can get Mario. So this is from Silver Shed. This will become, she thought it would be really good for little man's bag because I don't have a lot of boy bags. So, but inside of it, I was always mad. This one has a strap as well. I was always mad at myself because I didn't get her Valentine's Advent calendar. It was so beautiful. Well, she had kept one for herself, a 20-gram one. She ended up splitting it with me. So she got 10 grams and I got 10 grams. So this is her Valentine Advent. So I'm actually leaving it intact for now, and what's really nice is it's already wound. Because I'm going to put all of her Advents together because, as I said, I'm going to make a big project out of them. So, because I also have her Halloween coming, and her Christmas one.
I do have her Halloween coming,
which I believe is still in the shop, and you can use that coupon code. Just saying. Okay, I got another Yarnet, which is a glittered one. Sparkle. I'm trying to find it. I got a Erin Lane 2 at a time bag with the nope. And on the back it says nope, 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 nope. I'm trying to kind of dig down to the bottom to show you everything but the yarn. Oh, okay, here we go. I didn't even open this yet. I got a Pac-Man Notions pouch. That's really cute. That's like...
It's like stitched.
Yeah, that's stitched on there. It's not even like... It's not a... Like, typically you get like a decal or whatever. This is actually like stitched on there.
It's pretty cool.
That's really neat. I want to say Fate's Thread. Maybe. I think it's Fate's Thread. Pretty sure. Oh, she sent me, because they were too small for her, out of her kit that she had ordered from Arkansas Yarn Co. that had the yarn, the sock set, and the sock blockers. The sock blockers are too small for her, so she sent them to me. They're the tulip ones. Those are from Knitting Left. So, hey, that's perfect. They work for me. I'm looking for... there they are.
It's like Mary Poppins' bag.
Oh my god, I told Laura, I texted her, I'm like, this box, the more I take out of it, the more there is in it. And she's like, is that a good thing?
She keeps reaching. Oh, let me see what's at the bottom.
Okay, so one of these sets... Okay, I'll figure it out. I think it's in this bag. Nope. There's another bag of these. So this is the bag of all my Gilmore Girl ones. Oh my gosh. So this one has the I Smell Snow, the Yale, Dragonfly. So there's the first set. This is from Fangirl Fibers, which I actually got an order from her the other day, but I'm not showing it because it's a gift. Then this one, I think she got me every Gilmore Girl set that she makes. Luke's, and then it has all their names. Then it says drink coffee like a Gilmore Girl. What's that one say? First I drink coffee, then I do the things. That's the next set. This one. Rock like Lane, cook like Suki, talk like Paris. Oh, I didn't see these. These are cute. Dress like Lorelai, think like Rory, drink like Emily. Oh, that's fun. These are all stitch markers too. We all like, ooh.
It's like Christmas
There's
for you.
those. Okay, this was the last one, which I knew she was doing something because she's like, what team are you? And I'm like, Team Jess. So this is really cute. This is Team Jess. And there's a bunch of heart ones. So that was like the whole Gilmore Girls section. I'm set for stitch markers, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
I have yours that you gave me. The Gilmore Girl ones are in with Peanut Sweater. I used them all. Okay, I have a special one. Okay, she had these special made for me. And they are actually now in the shop for sale. This is a gizmo. So I'll show the pin first. It says, keep them out of sunlight, keep them away from water, do not feed them after midnight. Which, did you see the thing on, I think it was on Facebook. It said, it was a picture of somebody going to put Gizmo in water, and it said, are you ready for July? Because of everything that's been like one thing after another. Okay, and she did such a good job. I mean, look at the detail on those.
Wow.
Okay, I'm going to try to, I'm just going to individually, there's like 3 gizmos, and then there's the gremlin. Let me show you the details she has on them. These are so cute, guys. And And these are available. I was in her shop the other day. She now has them listed. But Laura had asked her to design these.
It's really neat.
Look how cute those are. I love them. It's kind of nice that she put them on a little thing too. Like, so you could clip that to your bag and you'll have those there. And I have a Gremlins bag. Why, of course I do. Okay, get that in there. Okay. I think we might be to the yarn now. Okay, this is actually a gift for somebody. I don't want to show that. Okay. And I should have organized this yarn, but it's fine. We'll do it as we do it. She sent me her whole Gilmore Girls collection.
Wow.
She knows how much I love Gilmore Girls. I also have some unicorns in there because she always sends me pictures of, well, and you know this, of things she's dyed. And there was a few pot soakers that when she sent me, I was like, ooh, those are pretty. And they ended up in my pile. Tomorrow my project is actually going to be rearranging yarn and making a Laura cubby. So, I didn't even open these.
You notice how her energy has kind of picked up when you talk about yarn
no,
and acquisitions?
Remember last time we recorded and I felt so bad by the time we recorded, it was fine.
It's like...
I did take ibuprofen for like the third time today before we podcasted. Yeah. So, okay, so these I believe were the pot soakers. Yeah, because one of a kind. This is on a Royal Base 80/20. And it is so colorful. That's the first one. This one is 75/25/5, so it has a little bit of sparkle in there. Oh, it's really pretty. There's a logo for you guys. This one's also 75/25/5. And these were just pot soakers, all of them. After she got done doing her dyeing for the day, she used the leftover. We'll do the kids' yarn next. So there is... This is her Royal Base 80/20, and this one's for Little Man. It's called Little King of the Castle. So that will end up being something for him.
It almost reminds me of the blues of the sweater that you're knitting for Peanut right now. Of the, the little dress there that you're knitting.
So that'll be fun. Speaking of Peanut, these two are called Peanut's Unicorn. This one is on the Royal Base, so the sock. Look how pretty, guys. And then she also made it on DK.
Oh.
Okay. There's a mini in there. Okay, I'll show this one next. This is what Brett is swifting tomorrow. So this is my 2 skein set. The Doctor is in. So, Dr. Pepper. Guys, look at that. This is going to be, actually found I had just gotten it, that pattern the other day. It was a free pattern. And it was a shawl. You could do it with either 1 skein or 2 colors. And I think that's what I'm doing with this. So this is getting cake tomorrow. All right.
That art, what cracks me up is these colors are more me than you, but you love those colors together.
Yeah.
It's all in the name sometimes.
It is. Well, and my colors, like, it's not just all blue anymore. Like, I'm kind of all over the place, if you've noticed.
Yep.
It's, well, and once you get a certain amount of you can't keep getting, it's just the same.
Yeah, because then you start seeing the yarn and you think, I already have something really similar to that. So,
Okay, now we're going to move into the Gilmore Girls, which I know the Gilmore Girls yarns are in her shop. Last I looked. Okay, so this one is Luke Danes. And this is on her 80/20.
It's pretty.
Mm-hmm. And this one has a similar look. But a little different. And it's called I'm All In. I probably should have opened it. But actually this ended up being good because all the Gilmore Girls were together. Okay, this one's called Norman Mailer, I'm Pregnant. If you're not a Gilmore Girls fan, you won't know. You won't understand some of these.
I don't have a clue. I just know she likes it. People like it.
This one's called, and I love this one. I love you, you idiot.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that gorgeous? This, yeah, this is stunning. And then this one is Lorelai Gilmore. This one's really pretty too. Like all the different tones that are in there.
Yep.
Look at that. That's a good shot. Like, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm at the end of my bag, guys.
You sure?
I can show you the top. Yeah, it's empty. I can show you the top of the bag now. See, so it has this. How nice is that?
Yep.
I just kind of had it tucked in there to hold everything. Get that in there. So, yeah. Lollipop Girl Yarns is on Etsy, just to review. And like I said, I know for sure these are in here. Your mini skein set
that one.
Karen showed is in there as a pre-order. So if you're interested in that, it's gorgeous. Put that in there. So yeah, that's this package came Thursday because I got home from work and it was like, oh, I got my package. So it was a lot of fun. It really was. And I can't wait for how many days is in the, I don't remember. Oh, you didn't get one of these. Well, that looks like a lot of days. Are they numbered? Day 13. Day 24. Okay, so it's the whole month of July, it looks like. Yep. And then there's a Merry July Christmas. So I will be gone like the first 4 whatever. So we'll on the podcast on the 6th, we'll open the first 6 days of this.
Cool. Which I probably should have since my birthday is in July, but I was too late on the boat. My own fault.
Alright, so that was all my goodies this time. Oh, I got more yarn sitting next to me.
Got yarn.
Oh, this is the stuff I need to have caked anyway, so by my professional caker. I mean, hey. Okay, you were going to tell us about yarn that happened either yesterday or today.
Yarn that happened yesterday or today.
Yeah, you said you were going to share with us.
Oh, might have. I did purchase boy, words, can't think of the name. I did purchase several patterns by Bedwolf Girl.
She had that sale going
Sits and Knits. So I may have gotten like 5 or 6 patterns, but I actually purchased the first time ever. It's for a sweater hand-dyed yarn.
Oh, nice.
Which I've never done before, but it was more for like a summer top.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like, okay, I've got to have a huge amount.
You know, I sat there and thought about it. I was like, you know, it took 4 skeins, and we buy 3 skeins all the time for shawls. And I was like, what's an extra skein?
Exactly.
Hubby doesn't know.
Yeah, hubby don't need to know.
No. So I'm not for sure if I think is going to be for me, but the one that you gave me, I think I'll be able to do the same thing for my aunt.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Because it's a finger and weight, like a summer top kind of thing. And since it is a summer top, it won't take the whole, you know, having to do the sleeves and kind of thing. So hopefully.
I was going to show you guys a picture or two of Peanut. My little diva.
With the sunglasses?
Yes. In case you guys don't follow on Instagram. So this is what I actually took those pictures.
Did you?
When I got to her house.
How long does she keep those sunglasses on?
She'll leave them on. And then I taught her how to put them up on her head. And she had them up there for a little bit. Next thing I look over and they were back down. She put them down. That was
That's
so cute.
Funny.
So she insists on going out in the backyard every night. She now has a bigger swing set. She's gotten a water table out there. So she got stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
And this is her little diva because, you know, it's sunny out. Isn't she the cutest, guys?
That right there.
I think that was the last one. So the other day, I wonder if I play a video, if it'll show up. It should, right? So the other day, they emptied the table, the water table every night.
Mm-hmm.
And then they take and they put like the buckets, the duck, all that on the kitchen table. Well, she's kind of getting tall enough where she can kind of see up on the table now.
Mm-hmm.
So the other morning, she discovered her duck up there. See if you guys can understand. I gotta.
Do you see a ducky?
Quack, quack, quack.
That's adorable.
She's so funny. And as you guys can see, she walks very well now. She runs.
You know what I was really impressed with? She had sandals on.
Yes.
Because
she's wearing her shoes now.
She, for the longest time, they couldn't keep shoes on her ever. Even socks. They had a heck of a time for the
socks are hard to fit that child.
Yeah.
Either they're too tight or they're too big.
Yeah.
And but she's definitely, since she's very active, she's slimming down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Her little sandals are Nike, and she doesn't have to have socks with those. But she's also still wearing her little Keds with socks, so she's doing really good with it. I have to go babysit her tomorrow morning. Alisha has a baby checkup again. So, yeah. I told her when I was there, I was like, I swear you get cuter every day.
And she said, wow.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That kid. Alisha put it on, did she put that one out? No, she didn't. Phil will say, let's go. And Peanut will go. It's like, he'll be like, close enough. We got a video before we started of her little coupe that you could drive around, which is usually down on the first floor, was up in her bedroom for whatever reason. Her and her dad were, her dad was pushing her around. Alisha was like, please help me. Like, just wait till there's another one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you'll have 3 kids, not 2.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Exactly.
Sometimes the oldest one is the hardest one to keep in check.
They stay busy. Like the other day, they couldn't go outside because it was raining and stuff. So I got video. They were down in their basement, and Phil has one of those basketball games where you stand there and you throw into the hoop, and then it comes down.
Mm-hmm.
he had the balls all out of that on the floor, and the dog was even down there with him.
Mm-hmm.
And the dog's like chasing the basketball around with his nose, and then Peanut's walking through with a ball, and it's like, well, basketball for everyone. That's kind of funny.
That's cute.
So yeah, I think that's all we got today.
Yeah, we're kind of short for us.
Yeah, 122.
Well, we got through it pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it would take a while.
Good thing I had, stuff to fill in for a change. Usually you're the one that comes up with all the stuff.
I know.
Yeah.
It's very unlike me. Now, I have to say, I'm very excited about the new Cozy Up pattern that's going to be coming out for the sock sets.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a sock set from, remember that Jamie? Was that from Polka Dot Creek?
Polka Dot.
Creek. Or no, it was Creekside Gardens or something.
I have a couple of Polka Dot Creeks, though, that have the two minis along with
So I'm very excited about that pattern.
Mhm.
That's a very nice pattern. I mean, we tend to like all their patterns.
Yeah.
Except for the ones we don't finish. Which has only been one so far.
Yeah. And
no,
both of us haven't finished just... I
shouldn't
mean,
say that.
I haven't finished the whole knitting of the actual third.
I have that
third-
Alberta rose shawl
Oh, that's right.
that I haven't finished.
You have to be in a mindset to be able to do that. Didn't you say that was pretty complicated and it's not something that you could sit there and do?
It's not really, I don't want to say that it's complicated. It's just that you're keeping track of two different things at one time. So, yeah, I get distracted by shows, and then Brett will come in and I have to pause and put that down, and yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna dig that out. Probably after vacation I'll go digging through that lower basket, because I've done really good with clearing out that top basket of stuff, whether I took it out or finished it, what have you. So yeah. So just a reminder, we will see you a day later next time, but we will still be coming to you.
Yeah.
With Karen having some knitting and me just sitting here.
I hope so. I'm off that week for vacation, so hopefully I'll be able to get stuff done with school so that I won't.
Oh, you'll be able to get a puzzle done too.
Yeah, well, you gave me that task too.
We just gotta remember to pack it up.
I don't know. What was it? Is it like 500 or 1,000 pieces? I can't remember.
1,000, I think.
1,000. It's not that big.
Yeah, because you were like, what made you think, seeing as you've never done a puzzle before, to get 1,000 pieces?
It's like,
and one that looks like this.
You didn't start halfway.
Do I ever do anything halfway?
No, you jump full 2 feet in.
That's just the way I am.
That's all right.
It happens, guys.
Yep.
Well, you know.
It was cheap. It was, you got it at a thrift. It was a thrift find.
I did.
I would have picked it up had I seen it.
Well, my original thought was, and Brett thought it was a good idea too, to put it together, glue it, whatever, frame it, and hang it in the craft room. Between
Not sure where.
the time I purchased this and not doing it, I've added a lot of stuff to the craft room walls. Oh, I'm thinking I could probably take this down and hang it there.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I will take and put this on the back of my door.
Ah. Gotcha.
So that might work.
Well, that comes off.
Yeah. It's repositionable.
Huh.
What we're talking about, which you guys can barely see it, but there's these decals. Well, I have really big ones everywhere. And they're blue flowers, and some of them are like really large.
Mm-hmm.
But they are repositionable. So I've moved them a few times now as I've added stuff in the room. And my room is very small.
She makes the most of the space she has.
I do have a lot in here. Everything's pretty much organized. It doesn't look like it now because we have stuff all over the floor.
Well, I'm actually really impressed, like with your bags, you said I'm like, did you realize you had that much in scraps? Or is it like repurchasing, we've seen this one. multiple times.
Mhm.
So have you like repurchased and then?
I've had to repurchase for like a special order, and I've made a few bags, but then there'd be like scraps that I'm just like, you know. Well, behind you is a whole bin of fabrics,
Mm-hmm.
and then in front of you, in that white cubby out there,
Mm-hmm.
there are 2 cubbies. That's filled with fabric. That box down there is filled with fabric. The trick of having leftovers is having something that goes with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because just because you might have leftovers of the outside fabric,
Mm-hmm.
you might not have the inside fabric.
Right.
I've done really good through all this quarantine and stuff being shut down, where I have ordered some stuff online, but I've gone through a good portion of my stash now.
Yeah.
So that's been good. As I said, when we're in Vegas, I will definitely be purchasing some new fabrics there. So that'll be good.
Cool.
But we will see you in, we'll say, approximately 2 weeks.
Yep.
See you next time.
Bye.